Now we will explore how the lack of recognition of Jamaican Creole perpetuates Eurocentric views. But before we venture any further, let us first define Eurocentrism.
Richter 2007 defines Eurocentrism as a thought or style in which the assessment and evaluation of non-European societies is couched in terms of the cultural assumptions and biases of Europeans, and by extension the West.
One example of Eurocentrism may be clearly seen in Jamaican society, in that Creole is often referred to by Jamaicans and Europeans as a broken language. This attitude towards Jamaican Creole is present in the nation's education system.
In a Vox Pop interview conducted in 2011, the vast majority of persons who were interviewed thought our education system is still largely Eurocentric.
Let us consider the opinions of our fellow Jamaican citizens on the matter in this week's segment of Make We Chat. Maintaining this Eurocentric outlook in the classroom has negative effects on the very students the educational system is intended to benefit. This is because these attitudes are rooted in prejudice against the Jamaican people.
Sullivan states that Jamaicans had standard English presented as a superior language and an indigenous language was denigrated to an inferior status.
Supremacy linked to speaking English causes people who use Jamaican patois to be stigmatized as social inferior, as the usage of Jamaican Creole is regarded unacceptable in settings such as in education. Therefore, the negative attitudes towards Jamaican Creole in the education system is one means of perpetuating Eurocentric ideologies.
Additionally, discouraging the use of Jamaican Creole among students may pose a threat to the overall development of their cultural identity and self-esteem. An integral part of any culture is its language. Henry 2000 laments that rejecting one's language would be inadvertently rejecting his cultural community and sense of self-worth. This is because by taking on a language, one takes on a culture. It can therefore be deduced that by acknowledging the native language with which they are comfortable, there could be positive implications on students' confidence in self and culture. This is beneficial to society as students who are confident in self and culture become adults who contribute meaningfully to society. On the contrary, Lewis 2012 surmises that the stigma that exists against Jamaican Creole as a language will continue to suppress our cultural diversity and identity. This means that the perpetuation of negative attitudes towards Jamaican Creole will result in students being ashamed of their unique history. If students are taught to appreciate Jamaican Creole as an important aspect of the nation's history and culture, then a greater sense of cultural identity will be fostered among them. However, for this to be possible, the stigma attached to the use of Jamaican Creole as a means of expression would have to be removed from the educational system. Instead, students could be educated about the roots of Jamaican Creole and be given an understanding as to what events led up to it being spoken today. Well, that's it, guys. To round off today's discussion, turn your attention to our final scene.
This is the end of our presentation. Thanks for watching. Hooray!
Created using Powtoon.